Hello and welcome to the Risen Team Builder podcast. My name is Gotti, otherwise known as Bolt Drifter, and I'm here with the Dorans crew. What's up, fellas?
Hey, how's it
Woo!
going?
Hello.
All right, we got
Yeah,
some slight changes to the crew, by the way. So last season we had Dinuglesaur, Cook Monkey, and Mayo-Tack. So Dinuglesaur will be leaving us, unfortunately, but we got the boy Fajita here, superstar jungler from last
Hey,
season.
glad to
yeah,
be here. Glad to be here.
Dude, you're the
yeah,
GOAT, bro.
hell yeah. Love him. The Nugasaur is great, but maybe we got a little bit of an upgrade, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm telling them after the
Jokes,
pod.
I
jokes,
mean,
jokes,
you
jokes.
can compare and contrast with the content Denuglesaur's doing, because that guy's doing content for Bombies. So
True.
True.
Go check that out.
Good way to
whenever
get
that
people to
comes out.
watch Bombies. Yeah.
But we're here to be talking about some Dorans teams, and we got a lot of new ones, guys. So yeah, strap in because there were a lot of changes this off season, and oh my god, we got 8 new teams, guys. Holy!
Yeah,
yeah,
so many new teams.
Mm.
Honestly,
People,
I would even say 8.5 because
yeah,
one team just made a bunch of changes as well.
yeah, for sure. Because there's gonna be a lot of new teams. We don't really know them, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's exciting though. Last season, for you guys' predictions, I noticed it was mostly just people you knew. But
Yeah.
because there's nobody we know at all this season, it's kind of just, the end of season like review is
Yeah.
gonna be really fun.
yeah,
So we're just shooting
Oh,
in the
it's gonna be
dark
so
here.
sick.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, we're definitely biased towards older like teams that have played before that we can look at and be
Naturally,
like, okay,
yeah.
we saw them do this and this. This guy's either the greatest of all time or should
They're straight sprinter.
yeah, there you go.
Marathon
but
runner.
what we're going to be doing today, though, is we're just going to be going really quickly over each of the teams, kind of giving a general overview of each of the players, maybe relative team strength. And we'll just be going down, each of the 10 teams and just kind of having a good time, having some conversations. But we should probably get things underway with amusing at best the first team in Dorans.
Yeah, that's honestly, I love the name. It's a pretty funny one. I saw him sign up.
It's
I was like,
amusing,
wow.
even, some
It
might
is.
say.
It is quite amusing. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So
It's more of a thinker of a name than some of the other team names we
yeah, there are some other ones that people seem to like, but we'll get to that later.
for sure.
I really hope this team has fun this season, for sure.
Okay, you say this. I will say, lower point teams can, like, as somebody who has done the lower point team thing, it can happen. It can definitely happen. You never know if, like, Xandri or Will3106
Okay,
is, like, the GOAT, right?
I was gonna say, I agree, but I think this entire team has to basically just be played by their support. Like
Yeah.
I said last season that HK in its how many points were you? 20 point as well? Or
21.
21. In the 21 point edition HK, Muldrifter kind of had to play 3 different roles at the same time, and I think the Kang is going to have to be playing 5 different roles at the same time, maybe like 3.5.
Well, I do think the bot lane in general is really good. Magma
Yes.
Overlord seems to be definitely, like, a top half AD carry.
That is fair.
That is true. It's but I think it's going to be on them to kind of carry the weight a little bit. I think the other players either don't really play their role or just have I guess a limited amount of champions that they do
Mhm.
play. So it's going to be interesting to see how they work around that as the season goes on and they adjust to things.
One thing I will say is that for a lot of these lower point teams that we've seen in the past, like a lot of them just don't play ranked, but that's not the case with Amusing at Best. Like a lot of them do have their games in. And I've always thought that some of the teams that we had last season, where they fell short was they had one shot caller and they actually did like try to play cohesively. It was just that without that sort of mechanical grind of solo queue, it's hard to polish your skills properly. And I feel like even though some of these people are lower ranked, if the Kang actually can pull that off and execute that shot calling role pretty well, they could take a couple games off of people. Like, I don't think this team is dead and buried.
I think people will underrate this team a lot, and I think this team has the potential to like make some surprises.
Yeah, for sure. It's just you kind of never know what's gonna happen until you get onto the rift and you start exchanging blows. And like Fajita said, like they do play a lot. Like some of these teams that come in, they like it seems like they barely play the game, and it's gonna take those teams like a little bit to get up to speed and stuff. But these guys are, I mean, they're warmed up, they're ready to go. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right, I think we should move on to the Battle Bunnies. And this team, to me, one of the most balanced teams in the league. But more importantly, I think they have like a top three bot lane with Rin and Alaria, with Alaria being my personal best support in the league on paper.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
that is certainly what it does look like. They've got a lot of games as well. These guys actually.
Yeah.
I like. Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry. I like this team a lot. I think they tick a lot of competitive boxes for me. Like all of them are multi-role players, which I find to be quite rare to have all 4 or 5 people just playing 2 or 3 different roles. But at the same time, it's not that they play so many different things that they're not going to know what to pick. Like they all have defined main roles and defined mains to be able to like establish a core team identity. So I have a pretty high expectation of these guys. Regardless of where their ceiling is, I think they've got a pretty good floor.
Yeah, so looking across multiple different leagues and bringing it back to Dorans, the generally more balanced teams in terms of points wise usually also reflects that the ceiling is not super high for a team in terms of like who they can play off of. And in higher leagues that generally works out better compared to bringing that into Dorans, because in Dorans it's very advantageous to have one insane hyper carry player that you can play off of. And I want to see what Battle Bunnies is able to do here in Dorans with that traditional comp mind of get a balanced team where you're not quote unquote overspending in one specific area.
Yeah, I would definitely look for that person. I think Rin is maybe the best player to like fill that role. Although I do agree with you, the balanced teams tend to have a really high floor and a really low ceiling. But if players like Fleur de Lune and See You Sunday, who have been grinding recently, as I'm looking at their OPGG, they have been absolutely on the grind. If they can like pull it off, though, this team I think could be. Okay. I think that this team like is their floor is like playoffs. Actually, I think that it would be very hard for this team to miss playoffs. But
Totally agree.
I think that they could like go even farther than that if they continue to grind.
I think this team goes as far as their jungler goes, because you look across 3 lanes, you don't really see too many weaknesses. Nobody's going to get smashed, but if that playmaking and that objective control's right, I think that's where the ceiling will be determined.
Yeah, it's also a little tough for them because See You Sunday, I think, does play a lot of support.
Looks like a Lux one trick. That's a lot of Lux games.
Yeah, they do have a few games on like Amumu, Nocturne, and whatnot. So I guess jungle's probably their secondary. So yeah, it is a kind of comp league, right? So people are going to be playing their main roles, and it's going to be interesting to see how they match up with some, main role junglers and see what they can do.
I will say for See You Sunday, I think that if this was last season, I would say okay, See You Sunday is like cooked. There's like nothing you can do. But I think jungle is a lot weaker this season. Microbrat is gone, Fajita is gone, Oxymoronical is gone, Crooklook Bill is gone. Even like Bernictus is like who was like kind of on that lower end is gone, Woody Woods, and like so there will not be as many junglers who I think can just hard punish maybe a jungler who is like not as experienced in the role. So I would maybe think that CU Sunday can hide pretty well in the early game.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
you look at their champ pool, and it's Amumu being played the most, who is arguably like Nasus is like an off-meta pick. Amumu is arguably like the most punishable. And there's one jungler in there that you haven't named, and his name's Moldrifter, and he'll be looking at that. But it's it's gonna
Yeah.
depend on what the other junglers in the league are looking at and thinking. Yeah.
All right, Fart Esports.
You have any closing thoughts, Mayo?
No.
Yeah, we could go on to
Fart
Fart Esports.
Esports.
All right. Fart Esports. Oh yeah, best name in the league. Not even
What a
close.
name, man.
Coke Monkey, you scrimmed with this team. You're on this team. Do you have any thoughts?
Oh yeah.
Just
I
give it.
will.
Go ahead.
I will try not to give away too much, but yeah, I think we're coming in pretty low on points actually. We're not that close to the cap, and I think definitely the standout of this team is Dodo Bobby. He's kind of a riot to play with, and I think he's actually really smart about the game. Like, I think he sees a lot of plays that kind of just always seem to work out. Like every early game, like we had a scrim together, and it was against a really tough opponent. So like, we weren't really expecting to win, but like the early games, he was kind of running the show, and so no, I think we could definitely play off of that, and we'll have to see how everyone else does, because I just, our scrim wasn't that representative of what my laners can do. So I think
That's
I'm
actually-
going to need to play a little bit more with them. But I think as a start, I think we're doing pretty well.
Honestly, that's like really good to hear for especially what you're talking about with Dodo Bobby, because when I was looking at your team's multi, Dodo Bobby was like the big question mark to me of like this guy, like I mean he's like if I remember correctly, like a lot of Nocturne, a lot of Sejuani, right?
Nocturne,
And
I'm not too sure about, but did have a lot of Sejuani, some Fiddle, that kind of
yeah,
thing.
I remember the fiddle as well, and it's like, I it, these, I think like having like 5 point jungler, it's like you do kind of need them to start like doing something. It can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna hit my camps and then I'll be at my lane when my laners need me. Like they do need to start being proactive, I would say. So hearing that Dodo Bobby's been running early games, I think is actually a really good sign for your team.
Yeah, and it's like it's not even like the stereotypical like 80 bruiser junglers who have like the CC at level 3 and whatever, right? Like he's kind of doing stuff on the Lilia, the Fiddle, that kind of thing, and like not stuff with like the hard CC that lets you kind of just dictate when to go
Yeah.
in, right? Like, does a great job calling the plays and kind of telling me if he sees an opportunity or something. So, no, really, really fun to play with.
To you guys' point, I think that he has one thing really going for him, which is I think in comp, a lot of your tempo is going to be dictated by jungle support synergy.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're already talking this highly about him, and the fact that Coke Monkey on paper appears to be far and away the best support in the league, if we're just going off rank and comp experience. Like, your ability to set up early wards to check out pathing, set up vision early for objective control, be able to shove and roam to make plays jungler. I think if you manage to establish that with him, you guys, despite being like under the points cap, could be really scary because of that one synergy.
I was gonna say, as another jungler who plays with this Coke Monkey guy at support, I can tell you that my entirety of my view of this team is not going to be mature until I get to see them play in actual comp. Because if it works, I'm telling you right now, this Coke Monkey Doodoo Bobby combo will be the most disgusting thing in this entire league. But if it doesn't work, this team might be completely doomed. Right? Like I have some very strong opinions about players that I play with that I think I should leave out because it'll reveal champ pools and stuff like that. So We're going to ignore that. But to be kind, the rest of the of this roster does not shine for me in the same way that the jungle support duo does.
I kind of have to disagree. I think that 36 sweaters looks to be solid for sure. I do
Yes.
agree that the Duckman and Don't Rage maybe they're a little bit left to be desired, but obviously, you're gonna have it's Dorans, you're gonna have low points somewhere, right?
Yeah,
I think
so
36 sweaters for a mid laner it looks good. Their champion pool in particular, with the Fury like being hella strong right now, Brand being hella strong right now, and then like playing Anivia and Karma and stuff too. Like I think 36 sweaters is maybe a little underrated.
but my point with that is that, like, yes, they're solid, but I'm not looking to them to be the, like, ultra carry of this team. I'm looking at that in the jungler. And
Yeah.
I think, as three junglers, I think we can agree that being the main carry point for your jungler in comp is generally not super ideal.
Yeah,
Especially
you
this
really
season.
have to have your team support you. You need a really strong mid and a really strong support.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm saying. I think this entire roster lives and dies based off of the duo there.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, on paper, those are our strongest positions. So
Yeah, on
We'll see what
paper,
happens.
sure, dude.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
They're
I
not,
think
not
a
set up to
Ross-
do that. Yeah. I mean, Dugman plays Caitlyn, Jhin, some Ezreal, neutralizing, facilitating any carries. And the main
Yeah.
pick I'm looking forward to is Dodobabi's Fiddle. With the proper vision setup from his support, that could be scary.
Yeah.
If not too one-dimensional, if you play it too much. But like that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sure will be.
I will also
I think
say-
a roster I'm really interested in is the next one. Maybe one of my tournament favorites is FF60.
Give me 1 second. I also really appreciate 36 sweaters in the community aspect. This guy's already taking part, and I like that. So just a quick shout out to that.
Yeah.
True.
Before the season.
True. Type more in general, guys. We love seeing y'all.
Yeah, it's a good community.
All right.
All right. I think moving on to FF60, I'm really excited for this roster. They look
Yeah.
stacked. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I was kind of checking out their profiles last night, and wow, just I think it just seems like everyone is, they're really on top of the grind, and they got a lot of champions they play. Just good performances as well, just in, I guess, Flex or solo queue or whatever, right? So, although Woodenmouth, buddy, a bit of a rough streak going, but I'm sure you'll get back up there. But in any case, right, like the peaks are there, right? They're good players, and if they kind of ramp up as well in the season, it's going to be scary.
Yeah.
Well, I think this roster is. I think the way they've set up the roster, it seems very carefully constructed to me. They're carefully under the points limit. And their one quote unquote weakness is an AD carry, where like they recently, because of this, have started to pick up again the Caitlyn and the Jins. And they got a top laner who has put in the reps, will be able to dominate attention with Darius, with Olaf. Their mid laner has an amazing pool. I really like this pool. They've got Hui, Swain, Galio, Asol, Lux. They can play just about any role you want. And their jungler can switch from a more aggressive Warwick style to like a carrying style in the Fury. Like they've got so many tools. I really like how they look.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for me is that their coach Saeed is like a big risen guy, insane mid laner. You hit masters this season, and just knows so much about the game from the point of view of mid lane. So I would look for Dad and GFD to kind of scale throughout the season and maybe even be the best mid laner towards the end.
That's the point I wanted to focus on with this team is Den. I think this guy has the chance to just run away with it. Like, Our mid lane this season is generally the most balanced role in terms of like no one is. We don't have a 7-point mid laner being like, "Hey, what's up?" And with coaching from Saeem, yeah, this Den person could just absolutely demolish the league. But obviously, starting from the baseline of we know nothing about Den, we don't know beyond just an op.gg. My entire faith here is on Den because the differential between the other people in mid lane role is about the same, and I think they can just run away with it.
Right. All right. I think we should move on to Glizzy Gluckers, another fantastic name. Just some bangers going on in Dorans. We'll get to KND later as returning best named team.
Off the goats.
But this team is super exciting to me because they have one of the best junglers in the league, and I love a good carry jungler, and I Lost seems to just fit that bill.
I Lost on Glizzy Gluckers is a crazy play.
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah, insane combo. But yeah, I mean I Lost. This guy I think is legitimately I guess at least solo queue rank wise, like he's the he's probably the best player you could actually get that you're allowed to field in Dorans. Like last season, 1 game off of Diamond. So I mean, just
without inflation either.
Yeah, exactly. Pre-inflation. So raw skill wise, watch out.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that you guys have pointed out, they've got this really, really strong point. They've got a funny name, but the most interesting thing about this team to me is the fact that this team reminds me of when I played solo queue back in the Southeast Asian server. Everybody on this team plays Yasuo or Yone or like Zed. They're all assassin players that are just off-rolling trying to fit like 5 people into one team, and that's so entertaining. Like they're gonna have hands.
I was about to say this team should be insane mechanically. Maybe this team will, I think, win games in 20 minutes or lose games in 45 minutes in just like the most grueling fashion you've ever seen.
Yeah, mechanics go really far in Dorans, and
they do.
Yeah, and I guess I would just kind of look out for some off-role players, though. I think their bot lane is not really they don't really play bot lane. Same for support. Like I don't really see many support games. So, but I mean, if the hands carry you, then the hands carry you, right? So. I think it'll be fun to watch out for the bot lane in particular. See how they kind of make their debut.
I think that this team should just overall be just a fun team to watch. Like maybe they'll do well, maybe they won't do well, but I'll be entertained regardless.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, how much do you see Briar mid? Like what?
My prediction is they're gonna have at least one obscene throw and maybe one obscene comeback.
It can be in the same game. You might be talking about the same game here.
Yeah, you might be talking about the same game.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next team. Help Katie. Kind of weird to talk about my own team like that, but this is one of the 2 returning teams. This is like the half returning team, right? Because I mean, we ran back the top side, myself, Tempa Melon, and Twinkie, but we switched out our bot lane from Telmo and Usagi's Mochi to Lavender and Noablo 96.
All right, I gotta start this off with I'm insanely biased about this, but like I Lost might be 7 points, Thandong might be 7-point jungler, Muldrifter's the best jungler in the league. Mm-hmm. You can't convince me otherwise. I'm sorry.
The Glazer's back.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with
the Glazzy
Glazer is back.
It's accurate, man. Like,
no, I know what you mean. Like, some of us have played with Muldrifter, and pretty much everyone has great things to say about just how he kind of sets up the game for you, and you just go and click on people and kill them. So that's always fun.
Yeah, before people think, this content team's just super biased and we're just glazing the one guy that's heading this, like, I'll give one anecdote, which is, he subbed onto my team as like an emergency mid laner last year. Coke Monkey did too later in the season. But one thing that stood out with Moldrifter was that at the start of the game, he was asking our team, who's the shot caller here? And he was, like following the plays, syncing it really well. By the end of his first game, the comms were almost completely him. He was literally telling every single person where to position in the final team fight. We didn't win that team fight, but the fact that he had the confidence to do that just told me everything about how this team is going to work this season. It was so impressive.
I think I said earlier, this Moldrifter guy plays 3 roles in one. That's what I'm telling you, man. Running back this top side is going to be devastating for the rest of the league, because the amount of coordination that I see these 3 players do, I saw them do, is ridiculous, right? Like, they're doing 3-man invades on timers that shouldn't work, that are just made to work.
I will give a lot of credit. You guys are going to glaze me, and I'm going to spend the time to glaze my teammates here. I think that Tempo and Twee were legitimately like playing insane last season. Like Tempo, like you have to understand that like Tempo was just a rock. You could not budge her like at all, and if you're not able to budge a Mundo or an Ornn, your game is lost. There's nothing you can do. And Twee was just finding solo kills on players 2 points better than her. And she was, okay, so for reference, she was a silver player last season. And she was just killing like platinum players, emerald players. She solo killed Mayo-Tack in the semifinals, all I'm going to say. And she's been doing it again in solo queue. She's been like she's in gold right now, like the bottom of gold, but she's been playing in plat lobbies because her MMR is ridiculous, and she's been solo killing these plat players too. And I'm just watching her play Ari, and I'm like, wow, this is just the best player on my team or what? But besides those two, I do want to bring some attention to my bot lane. I am so excited for these two. No, I'm going to call him Sam for a bit because that's his name. Nohavlo96 or Sam. I've known him for 10 years now. We both we're both like former like competitive Smash Bros players, and we like grinded the game so much together, and so I just known him through that, so I know how he thinks, and he's a really smart player. You might look at his mechanics and be like, wow, this guy is just terrible at the game. And I would agree with you that he is terrible mechanically. But oh my god, this guy's brain is huge. So
Yeah.
I'm
Just
really
called out your
excited for
support
Nohavlo.
mechanics.
Oh yeah, he'll tell you that himself.
No, I mean that. I've seen it before, right? Like, I did have, I guess, I don't know, you could say tryouts, not really, but I was on this roster as ADC at some point before things didn't go the way we wanted. So I have played with Nohavlo96, and I felt adequately supported as an AD carry. So
one might say.
yeah,
Okay.
So no, I think.
And I also really wanted to give a shout out to Lavender. Insane mechanical player, a little bit rusty, so they've been kind of like trying to like play themselves back into shape over the last like week or two. But I would also look on Lavender as kind of one of those scaling players where like towards the end of the season, I think Lavender could be the best AD carry in the league, and I don't think it would be all that surprising to me. So definitely somebody to look out for.
Yeah, if you were to look for like, because we have to be unbiased. We have to talk about like the weaknesses of this team. The fact that there are 2 new players coming in being the weakness just because they just haven't had this much time to coordinate and gel. These don't look like bad players. Like Lavender has been consistently plat, and Nohablo96's OP looks fine. Like this team is pretty solid.
This might be the year of HK.
I do think they got to get the reps in though. Some of them not too keen on playing the game right now, so we'll see how that goes.
Thankfully, we're playing tonight. We'll see how that goes.
Well, that's a good start, but we were talking earlier about how some teams have kind of been grinding away already, right? They're all warmed up. They're in good form, and I think if there's going to be a downfall of HK, it's going to be like they're just kind of chilling and logging on every Monday to play. So we'll see if they can, kind of work around that.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready to move on to the other returning team. I'm so excited for Kind Internet Boys. You guys said that this was the HK year. I actually think that this is, or sorry, HK season. I think this is the Kind Internet Boys season. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say this could be the year of this could be the year of K and D. I'm making a call right now. HK K&D finals, game 5. I'm breaking out Silver Scrapes. I have a feeling like these teams
I think
are
that
ramping,
this
bro.
is maybe this is not the. I think that this could be their last chance as well. Kind of like how last season was like almost assuredly Team Greeley's last chance. This is maybe their last chance. They're maxed out on points right now. I think Justino could easily be a 6-point jungler, and I wouldn't bat an eye. Roomba Fiesta was 5-point mid laner for a while. So, the K&D, this is their shot, and they're running back one of the best versions of the roster. Obviously, Squult is kind of a cosmetic sub, but Justino is going to be looking really good this season. And the superstar of their team, Trackpad Enjoyer, I hate playing against that guy. Oh my god.
Yeah, this team I'm looking at to really, really perform this season. I think they've been in this league for longer than I have, and they've been scaling. At least over the last 2 seasons, I've watched these guys scale from like bottom middle of the table to just absolute god killers.
I think a lot of it's coming down to how Trackpad Enjoyer is going to kind of have less competition in the ADC role, because last season there were a lot of strong AD carries, and at the beginning of the last season we were like, okay, Trackpad Enjoyer, yeah, I mean, great player, and we thought he was going to be top 3 or somewhere along the lines of that, right? But some new the new ADCs emerged that we didn't really know, and I think there could have been like 4 or 5 better ADCs than Trackpad Enjoyer for the last season. But
Yeah.
this season they're all gone. Every single one of them.
Yeah. So,
And I would also look to Gordon to have like kind of a step up year as well. I think maybe Gordon kind of had a quiet season last season. But like you said, Coke Monkey, I think the same thing with top lane is kind of true with ADC, where you don't have Dinugalsaur anymore, you don't have Vino anymore, you don't have Clarkwools. So Gordon is in a really good position to be just that rock top lane that you really need. The classic Gordon Renekton, I think, is in prime position to kind of make a showing this season.
That is a Doran staple, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You say that he had a quiet season. Well, K&D was the only playoff team that I didn't get to play against last season, and one of the few things I saw about them was his Gordon's Renekton smurfing during playoffs for that one game. So this
I mean,
on
it's a
paper
classic.
looks like one of their weak points, but I don't know. I think he could really show up this season.
I was gonna say
Same with
that
Roomba Fiesta.
him smurfing in playoffs is a quiet season. Like, this guy could absolutely go off this season for sure.
Oh yeah. And without the Moose Tags and the Governors of the world, Roomba Fiesta I think has been in this league for a while. He's currently reigning Doran's name champion.
Yep.
Maybe he could go for the other one.
True.
I was gonna say I think he might have some competition this season with the name champ, but it'll be up there.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Time for one of my favorite teams. I love bot lane oriented teams, and League of Losers Q is that team to me. We Are Back is I believe it is on my list for best ADC or top 3 ADC in the league. And We Are Back's OP is kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is one of those teams that's been, kind of grinding their asses off, right? Just tons of games on everyone. They're pretty locked in.
I mean, this is a. Yep. Go ahead.
I just wanted to really quickly double check out the We Are Back thing. This guy is 75 game, 55% win rate on Aphelios, 28 games, 61% win rate on Yunara, 13 games, 54% win rate on Caitlyn, 10 games, 60% win rate on Zaya. This guy is a beast. I think he actually, now I'm just going to say it confidently, he is by far and away the best ADC in the league preseason, I think, to me.
Yeah, his stats pop off the page.
Yeah.
I'd also want to look at the support at Shung.
Shung.
Don't know, buddy, but
I think
yeah, that guy.
I think it's like when it would, like if you like pull a knife out of a scabbard, like shung.
True.
Well, do you want some context behind that name? Because I think I know it. So Shung
Okay.
is the name of one of my favorite K-pop songs to come out of recent
Oh.
years. And Icon, which is Unitunes' tag, is one of my favorite bands. Jisoo is my favorite member of Blackpink. This is a Korean team, and if they have Korean hands, they could be really scary.
I was gonna say this is a Korean team. I think we might have 4 or 5 people playing from the KR server or something, because Jungle Diff is the name of their top laner, who it's all in Korean. So we'll see.
Oh, is that what the Korean says?
Yes, that's his jungle difference.
Jungle Diff playing top lane is crazy.
Yeah,
that is on brand. That is on brand. Yep, I get it. I get it, buddy. I get it. But anyway, Shung, like this guy, I think I was really impressed with their profile. They play a lot of champions, like, and it's like good champions, not like griefer picks, like I don't know, like mages or whatever. Just like a lot of different styles of supports that you do want to see in comp. Just like the good enchanters, healers, the thresh catchers,
right? And
the engage, of course. So like, I think they're gonna have a lot of picks that can complement We Are Back and set them up to succeed.
And speaking of good champs and good picks, one thing going off of what we talked about from the last team, where the mid lane pool is a little more depleted, I think Poston, or however you pronounce it, like has a really excellent pool. He's been spamming a lot of games on Orianna. His highest played champ this season is Ahri, and he plays a lot of Twisted Fate. Like all of these champs are exactly what you want from your mid laner, and if they actually turn out to be well, I think this could turn out to be one of the best mid laners in the league.
Yeah, Poston actually looks really scary now that I'm looking, because they also kind of have some picks that I think are pretty strong in Dorans. Like you see Ace, Soul, and Vigar and Twisted Fate. These champions kind of run Dorans.
Yeah, if teams don't know how to end games, Ace is just going to automatically win the game. I agree,
Yeah, no, even I would want to, shout out to Unitunes. Looks like they're bronze right now, but I like, they're playing flex with the squad and they're performing really well. So I don't think this guy is bronze. I would not expect, bronze level performances from this jungler. So
we need his Korean account.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but if you're looking for a weak link, I don't think I wouldn't be so certain that it's in jungle.
Yeah,
listen, KR bronze is NA diamond. So
yeah,
I
was gonna say
it's so true.
I don't see a weak link on this team, and on top of that, I also have Pustin to be one of the top mids. I think from my mind and just vibes and gambling, I'm putting Pustin as the top mid in the league, and I think it's gonna be Pustin or Den, and I think that could be kind of insane for this team to have that, to maybe literally have Faker on their team. We'll see.
You ever see Faker and Busted in the same room?
Yeah. Just shove and roam, be at the objective early. You're gonna win Dorans games. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Tech Esports Black. Has my personal favorite individual name in the league, in Fried Chicken 117 #117.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna say napped, bro. Like,
no. This supports name is Gas.
There's layers to this.
21-point team with their highest point player being mid lane with Jelly Sauce 2. I'm not sure what to think about this team. They had a late sub in with the Ancient Reaper, kind of being like a last minute addition. Which we'll get to last minute additions with the last team. But I don't know. I mean, it's another one of these like well balanced rosters, kind of like Kind Internet Boys, kind of like Battle Bunnies. So you would assume that they're not just gonna like run the game down, but I wonder who's gonna carry this team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I second that. Call me kind of weird for reading into names maybe a bit too much, but this team seems like a lot of for fun players who are on the same roster, who are. It's gonna be vibes. If the vibes carry them, then I think it's gonna be like just swapping between like top mid ADC carries, but they got fried chicken, Fern McFerns, jellied sauce, and napped. Like that's
Is that like what happens on like a Sunday night? You eat fried chicken, have some jelly.
And some ferns.
throw up in the
And
fern.
then just pass out. Like, yeah, food coma.
throw up
Yeah,
in
you
the
eat some
fern,
veggies, bro. You just got eat some ferns because you got nothing else. Then you take a nap, right?
Like
Holy, we're going homeless on the veggies. We're eating ferns.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
dude, like I think this team might have the best vibes this season, and that is also unironically a really strong aspect. Like you could be the best team in the entire league, but if you lose one game and your mental explodes and you just cannot play anymore, it doesn't matter. I'm definitely not talking from experience. Like
I know what you mean, bro.
You got any thoughts, Fajita?
Yeah. Well, I have two thoughts. Number one, Tech Esports Black. Like a lot of other names, like we'll say they're really good, but they're like so bad that they're good. I like this name a lot. It sounds professional. And the other thing I will
It's so
say, like,
sophisticated.
yeah, right. When you're looking at rosters like this, balanced rosters especially, you want to look at stuff that stands out. There's one thing that stands out a lot to me, which I think will actually work against them, is that jellied sauce and fried chicken 117, they have like pretty balanced average win rates over most champs, 50, 51, 52. They are both crazy brand players. They have a 76 and 69% win rate on that one champ. Unfortunately,
On
this is
Friars, you said?
on brand.
Oh,
And-
man. Oh, yeah. No, okay, that's
Yeah.
getting permanent against them.
Unfortunately, you could just use one ban to take out two players, and I think that's going to be really rough in comp. But
Yeah.
let's hope their vibes carry them through. And Jellied Sauce is the highest ranked player. Other than the brand, they do have other champs, not as prominent, but they do play like Xerath and stuff that I think could still hold them in good stead.
It's the two food guys, man. Like they need the fire to, cook up their fried chicken and
True.
whatever.
But where else does
And
their
they're
firepower
117.
come from?
Yeah.
117,
That's I was going to go back to Muldrifter's point earlier, like who's gonna carry them, and I would have to think that it's just whoever gets their champs. Like I think at like 4 or 5 of them, they all have champs that they are particularly good at, I would say. Like they just have like 1 or 2 champs in their pool that they're just particularly performant on. And there are only 3 first base bans, right? Like you can't ban them all. You can ban
Right.
some of them. Obviously, maybe people will look for the brand as like the dual purpose kind of like one
2-for-1
two
special.
birds. Yeah, the 2-for-1
It's
special.
good value.
Yeah, but there are more champions that some of these players will do really well on. So I think whoever their opponents decide to kind of leave unchecked, I mean, that player's gonna have to step up and show the value of their mastery on their main champion.
And
For sure.
I think time to round it out with we're going from one of the most balanced rosters of the league to the most unbalanced roster in the league, I think, in topside baguette, where you have 11 or no, sorry, I can't count. 13 points in 2 players in Tandang and Ghost X. Oh my god, if these 2 guys do not carry every game, I'm sorry, your team is getting cooked.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, possible. We from my own experience in Dorans, we have kind of tried this thing before, and that is kind of how it goes. Like if your most expensive players do not perform and get cooked by a Malphite Silas, you will not win. So I think we will really need to look to Thandong and Ghost X to kind of pull their weight and a lot more.
For some quick history, I want to point out a 7-point top laner, best in the entire league, cooked on by a Malphite, 3 points. Unlucky, man.
As Silas, I watched that game.
No. We had the Silas. Our top laner just can't play.
They had
Silas.
the best counter pick in the game.
Yeah,
Okay, lost.
yeah, and
No, but in Dorans, okay.
Yeah.
Really quick tangent. In Dorans, I think Malphite beats Silas.
I agree. I completely agree.
You're so right, man.
But to this team, yeah, for sure. Like, Thandong and Ghost absolutely have to carry these games. Ghost has to be the generational ADC to make this work, right? Like, Thandong should, in theory, run the entire top side of the map. Especially.
But the problem is, sorry to interrupt. I just thought of this. The problem is that the jungle and mid are both off-rolled. So it's like Thandong is off-rolled, Night Raven is off-rolled. So it's like it's tough.
That was gonna be my point. Is this team just changed? Like same day we're recording this, just changed basically their entire topside roster, and I don't know if Thandong has 7 points worth of jungle in him. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna be. I think. Okay, so my prediction with Thandong is he is going to look insane against some of the lower point junglers, but against I Lost, against Justino, I think that he's gonna get kind of cooked. I'm not gonna put my own name there, but I think he's gonna get cooked a little bit. Obviously, he's a really good comp player. He is a longtime Risen member, so he can prove me wrong very, very easily. I wouldn't even be surprised. But that's just kind of my initial guess.
yeah, I think the floor for this team is so insanely low, but their ceiling is also very
Their ceiling is so high.
yeah.
One thing I'll say, to speak to that, is as somebody whose team last year was exactly this strategy and distribution of 2 emeralds in jungle and ADC, your ceiling is going to be determined, and your floor, to be fair, is going to be determined by the person on the complete opposite side of the map who's going to have no attention. And low pick 45 does not play ranked. He is not a ranked player. He has so many normals games, but we're going to see if that lack of solo queue games is going to hurt him, or the fact that in those normal games, he actually has beat players several ranks above him. If this guy is not a weakness and is instead a good sneaky way to go under the points cap and just have a good top laner anyways, he's going to determine a lot of where they go this season for me. Because he could just get smashed. Yeah.
Low pick 45 is kind of my Tempo Melon or Radicus of the season. I think that's kind of been I've been thinking about it a lot. I think low pick 45 is going to be my pick for the Tempo Melon Radicus role, where they're just how is this player 3 points?
Right.
Yeah, but for sure, with the talking about the weak side being the most important part, 100%. As someone else who played on a 7.1 side of the map, literally 1 point on the other side of the map team, that weak side player, if they just die on repeat and just are just a gold farm, it's not playable. But if you can get them to be weak sided properly and actually survive and not even go even, but just don't lose insanely hard, the strategy works. But if that strategy doesn't work, that's an issue. And while we're talking about low pick, I also want to point to the mid lane as well. Both are 3 points in a league where there's a lot, on paper, mechanically stronger players. So I'm a little bit worried for that, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think low pick might be fine. Night Raven, I think, will have some struggles against the Den or Roomba Fiesta or Twinkie, or I think that Night Raven might have some trouble there, or Puston as well. But mid lane is significantly weaker than last season, right? No Govna, no Moose Tag, no Beeble Hunter.
Yeah.
Well, not only are they off roll, they're also Nocturne Vimains, or maybe and some Sejuani. Their jungle
player
does not seem mechanically intense, and I say this as somebody whose pool is not intense at all. It's gonna be hard to pilot some of these mages if you're used to Nocturne just full clearing and pressing R.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
They could show up. Yeah.
How much do they like playing Annie?
Also, shout out their support, which you haven't mentioned yet. Delusional, great name.
Yep.
And I think they're going to be one of the best bot lanes in the league.
Oh yeah, Ghost X Delusional should be. They'll be
Yeah.
up there with like Trackpad, Pegasus Knights, and like Rain Ilaria, Magma
Mhm.
Overlord, the Kang. I think should be pretty good too. But I think that rounds it up for us, doesn't
Yeah.
it? All right, so Mayo, Fajita, Coke Monkey, thank you so much for coming along with us as we kind of look over these teams, and we'll be posting kind of document updates throughout the season. Maybe we'll run another pod more towards playoffs time, but for now, that'll be it for us. So, catch you guys later.
Yep. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.